Good evening. My name is Tristan, and today I'm going to be talking about my working environment and what it consists inside of it. So, to start off, you ever wonder how the process works for getting sutures or what it takes to do sutures? Well, in my work environment, we deal with a lot of Marine recruits every single day, or almost every single day, that typically will find themselves in a situation where they're doing an event or they're doing a hike and they will end up cutting themselves. So, what happens in the process of that is we will have field corpsmen out on the field that evaluate these Marine recruits and will initially be called over the radio and they will be brought to us to be seen to get some sutures put in. So when initially they come in, we evaluate them, we get their vital signs, and we have a specific room made specifically for sutures. It's called, very specifically and basically, it's called our suture room. So we use this room not only for sutures, but we have recently been using it to do COVID quarantine, especially when we have symptomatic patients that proceed have symptoms really for just COVID, and we will bring them in to get seen in there. After a while, we'll clean it up, make sure it's good, and then we will also use it as for sutures. So what happens is we bring someone in there, we present it to our provider, we tell them hey doc, this is what's going on, this is the patient that I got, and this is where the laceration is in the body. Depending on where the laceration is, we will ultimately give them sutures. So typically on a day-to-day basis, what we see in our clinic is things that we can handle in a clinic standpoint. Like let's say if it were to be, like for instance, we see a lot of eyebrow lacerations because there's a lot of recruits out there that do events like with pugil sticks. So they'll be out there while recording, see them, and the kid gets bashed in the head. So what we do is we have them brought in and we will get them seen. And I'll talk to my physician and I'll be like, hey doc, this is what's going on with this patient. And he'll be like, okay. So we'll get some specific suture kits and we'll be like, all right, I got my 6-0 ethylon. And I bring them in there, get some lidocaine going on, and bring them in the room, and we just start doing sutures, really. And I think the reason why this is really important to know is that having the ability to do sutures is not only good in a clinical standpoint, but I also feel like if you get to know, especially when you're out in the environment that you're not used to, it's like there's a lot of situations that you see these people outdoors in the wilderness, right, especially on TV and stuff, that find themselves in situations where if they were to get cut or they were to get an intense laceration, if they don't have this, like the specific equipment to make sure that they don't bleed out, what are they going to do? They can't do anything, really. They have to figure out how to stop their bleeding in order to get to a nearest hospital. And I feel like having these skills and the proper procedures to be able to make sure that they can protect themselves will be vital, especially in today's environment. We see a lot of people that get in these situations, they don't know what to do. So I think in our work environment, I think it's really important that we are able to do sutures. And yeah, that's really it, really. Thank you for listening to what I got to say, and yeah.